There's no escape. You got me saying, hey boy, it's been a minute since we. Do you think about me? Do you think that we could be more? See how you looking at me. See how you feeling for me. Late night been dreaming about me. How we end up on the floor. Just keep your body close and let the rhythm go. Let the music take control. Just let your body go and keep your body close. Do you like my style, like lip gloss and popping? He said he needs my touch and think about me often, 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 often. He said he needs my touch and think about me often. He said I'm sweet.
Check. How's that?
Don't be shy, baby, come on, bag me. I'm wrapped around your fingers.
Check. Hopefully the mic is working now. If you are in the chat with us, make sure you come send your music and it's free. Twitch.tv/KayvanMD. We're live right now. We'll be live for the next 2 hours listening to music, giving feedback. What's up, Midsole? If you want to send music in, just make sure you hit command submit. Command exclamation mark. Oh my God, today's going to be one of those days. Command skip, exclamation mark skip, exclamation mark submit to explain how to submit your music and get bumped up in the queue. I don't know if people can hear me though, so my mic might be a little fucked up again. You guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. If not, I might have to restart because I'm not entirely sure why. Okay, amazing. All right, good. Thank you. All right, we're gonna get started here shortly. If you are in the chat, make sure you've submitted your music, and if you have not, get in there. Make sure you go over to Nero and submit it. We've got a couple paid skips to start off with today, but a very light queue overall. So if you want to send music in, if you want to send multiple songs, feel free to. We might get through more free skips today, more songs in general, just because we have a little bit less than we usually do on the submission side. It's just been a busy day, so I haven't been able to bump people with the submission form as much as usual. I'm going to explain who I am, what we do here, and all this very, very shortly. But if you are in the chat, like I said, make sure you submit your music if you have not already. If you want to tweet this out and tell your friends to come hang out, you can as well. But yeah, we'll be live for the next 2 hours listening to new music, giving feedback. There's really only one rule in here, and that's to be respectful of each other. As long as you can be respectful of each other, that is great, and that's all we can ask for. We're listening to the songs we found on Twitch playlist right now, so if you are submitting music, we like what we hear, that's where it's getting put immediately. I'll also be following artists from the Kayvan's House page on Instagram as well, so we can make sure that we keep up with you and support. Steve made it. You can submit any song you want. Just make sure you hit the link in my bio and use Nero to submit. It is just going to walk you through like a pretty easy process, but it puts it all into one place for me, so I can pull all the songs easily and keep things moving in a really smooth and easy manner. All right, so if you can just submit using the form, that'd be amazing. Feel free to submit whatever music you want, and that goes the same for you guys on Twitch as well. If you want to send in music from like any of your friends or anyone that you're listening to, feel free to. Honestly, this is just a space for us to listen to music, give feedback, talk about the things we like, talk about the things that could improve if anything. And then, like I said, go follow and support artists and keep them in mind for different content pieces that we work on, different playlists that we work on, and things like that too. So if you're in the chat, submit your music, exclamation mark submit. That'll pull up the submission form. If you exclamation mark skip, that's going to explain how you can skip the queue and get bumped up into our guaranteed list of songs that we're going to play today on stream. Like I said, there's probably like 6 or 7 right now, so we'll definitely get through all of those. After 5, what we'll do is we'll actually bump somebody up at random using our random spinning wheel of names. So, like I said, submit your music, because even if you aren't doing a paid skip, we get through a lot of free like skips and free bumps in this stream, because I like to do that and I want to do that. So just make sure you submit your music if you're in the chat anyway, even if you are just lurking, even if you're not taking part in the stream or what's happening in the chat. If you are in the chat, one of the things that we're going to ask you to do is just take part. Let us know what you think of the songs as well. This is not just about me giving my feedback to you guys, but it is about you talking to each other as well and giving legitimate feedback to each other and constructive criticism. That is something that we're very pro doing in this stream. The goal is to help artists improve and grow over time. So you know, we'll do everything that we can to give you the guidance and the help that you need to get the best out of your music, and that's really what we're going to try and do here on stream, okay? So, if you're in the chat, like I said, make sure you submit your music, exclamation mark submit. It's going to bring you to Nero. Shout out to Eddie, the founder of Nero, who's in the chat right now. Are you still in the mountains, bro? Are you still, like, out in South America? Because if you are, I don't know how you've managed to get on Twitch out there, but that's amazing. And I hope you're having a good trip. It looks amazing. We're going to get into some music very, very soon. But let's give people a couple more minutes to get in here. Fishola says you cooked with Nero. I agree, he did cook with Nero, and that is why that's why we've gone over to it. Digis says absolutely not. I only submit to Mo. What do you mean? Submit music here as well. I want to hear it. Or do you mean that? Gotta be here. I appreciate that. You don't, but none of you have to be, but I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you sending music. And if you are, we'll get started very soon because I'd love to get into the music as quickly as possible so we can really get through as many songs as have been submitted. I do have to leave right at 8 o'clock tonight as well. Sorry, I have to go to a show. So if I am like, we get to the end and everyone's like, oh, please play my music. If we don't get to it, it's because I literally have to leave tonight. It's not always like that. Sometimes I go over, but tonight I cannot go over at all. So just expect it to end right at 8 o'clock. If you do want to submit music, make sure you hit !submit. If you want to skip the queue and get bumped into our guaranteed play queue of the day, make sure you hit !skip. For anybody who isn't here who's submitting music, if you want to keep up with us, we've got a lot of free content opportunities as well. Oh yeah, of course. I honestly didn't even want to leave, but I told him before we got on the stream, I was like, bro, I can only do 2 hours. Like, literally, the limit is 2 hours. He said, we'll be done in 2 hours, guaranteed. We got 2 hours in, and I was like, this is definitely going to be another hour and a half, and I have my whole family waiting for me to go to dinner. And I was like, I gotta go. But I sent like a whole list of like notes to him as well. I don't know if he ended up sharing any of the notes with the people that submitted, but I did send a whole bunch of notes of things that I really liked, things that maybe caught my ear in certain ways as well. But if he didn't share it, it's all good. It was like, I can't remember what it was now, but I definitely sent him some notes also. And it was a lot of fun. Like, I love Mo's community, and like I talk about this all the time because we rate him a lot, and he's always like, bro, why do you rate me so much? I think we rated him like 50 times last year, and it's just because everyone in the chat is mad cool. Mo is mad cool. Like I really just appreciate his like approach to building a music community as well. So anyway, thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us over at Kayvan's house, my house. What's going on, Ilyasa? How you doing, Ilyasel? You gotta tell me what I'm gonna call you Ilya, if that's okay. Galaxy, what's going on? If you want to submit music, guys, make sure you hit !submit. It's free to submit your music. If you want to skip the queue and get bumped into our priority queue, which you will see here in green, these are the songs that we're gonna get through first, and the songs that are guaranteed to play on stream today. You can do that at any point if you want to, but every 5 songs we will bump somebody up at random using this wonderful spinning wheel, and just do that like throughout the stream. Once we get done with the paid skips, we'll probably just go into free skips. Like honestly, like whatever is fine. We're chilling. There's really only one rule in here. It's be respectful of each other as we're giving feedback. I am going to be asking you guys to give feedback about the music you hear as well. So while we're listening to things, let us know what you like. Let us know what you think could be better if you think there's things that could be better. Let us know what things catch your ear if you're a producer and you produce. Let us know what you think about the beat if you're an engineer and you mix, or you do multiple things. Just let us know what you think about the different aspects of the song. You'll kind of see me talking about the different things that I hear as well. This was meant to be kind of like artist development based, but also kind of talking about like what I listen to when I'm playlisting stuff, or like what I don't want when I'm playlisting things, or maybe the things that stop me from playlisting songs, right? So we'll be respectful. That's the only rule. Just be respectful of each other. No negative stuff in the chat. Honestly, that's just not, that's not the vibe there. But if there are things that can improve or constructive criticism that you can give, feel free to give that, because that is welcome. David Deneno, what's going on? Ilyas, okay. Elias. Is it? Do you say it, Elias? If it's Elias, then I'm gonna say it. Yeah, Twitch is free too. Come hang out on Twitch. And I don't even think you need to download it. I think you can actually watch straight from my link in bio if you click through. All right, let's get into some music, guys. It's light submissions tonight, but we're going to try and get through as much as possible, because why not? If you do want to come join us for any other streams, just know the schedule is usually Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you don't get played on stream today, you can always submit on Monday. You can also join our Discord. Our community playlist submissions are back open. And go follow us on the Kayvan's House page on Instagram, where we do a lot of different content as well, including our new Music Who This playlist, which we'll update tomorrow, with a bunch of songs from the community and artists that we found through the community. You can submit for that by hitting the link in my bio also, and just going to the release calendar form. It's easy. You can fill it out. It's free. As soon as you have a scheduled song, you can drop it in there. We also have songs we found in the comments, content, so you can go to comment and put a song in there as well. I'll consider it for content. What else, man? We're doing interviews. We have a new interview that just dropped the other day with Geogenesis for our At Home With interview series. We've done some video interviews. We're going to be doing more of those this year as well. So just come follow us on Kayvan's House on Instagram, and there'll be way more content. When we hit 4,000 followers, I'm going to do another free consultation giveaway. We just got done with one, and I'll be doing that consultation with the winner very soon. All right, so lots of opportunities in here. This is really just a way for me to support artists and figure out more ways that I can bring value to you guys. So that's that. Macy Flowers, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. All right, let's get into it so you guys can see what this goes like. We're going to start with YJB today. This is unreleased, and he's looking for honest feedback. So, yeah, let us know what you think. And we may have... This beat sounds hella familiar. We might have given feedback to this one already. Sometimes people will resubmit the same songs. I always tell people, if, maybe not. It's actually not bad. I like it a lot when the vocal comes in. When it's just the production, I don't know that I like it as much. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the chat, though, as always. We want to know what you think of these songs as well. It's like the production kind of reminds me of Fetty Wap, a little bit of like that, like Soulja Boy era. Almost feels like 2008 from a production standpoint. I know it's coming back a little bit though, so like part of me is like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe that's fine. Let us know what you think in the chat. Nothing like me on a paper chase, only place you'll find me. New fast whip, 12-time find me. Took a chance and this shit was perfect timing. I don't wear no cape, baby, I can save you. You ain't acting right. So I think I do like this. I feel like the vocal mix could be a little stronger at times. There's these slightly shaky moments, especially with the tuning, that kind of stand out. And it does feel like the beat is maybe overpowering the vocal ever so slightly. I think for me, maybe the thing that's catching my ear the most is the production, and it's maybe not my favorite style of production. Mostly because it feels just a little outdated, I think, with some of the sound choices in the synths. But at the same time, there is something kind of catchy about it. I think if I sat with that for longer, if I listened to it more times, I could see it growing on me, and I could see me being like, you know what, I do really fuck with this. There's no socials from YJB, unfortunately, because they didn't put them in here. So we got some feedback from the chat, too. Elias says, kind of good. F-Tank says, personally, I don't like the way the vocals were mixed. I think the vocal mix could improve for me, and I do think that's one of the things I agree with, is just like, there is something that could be stronger in the vocal mix that I think would make them stand out just a little bit more. But I'm still not entirely sure that it's not just the production that I'm kind of leaning towards and not being a huge fan of. And I do want to caveat with this type of production is coming back into style. So like, I'm saying that right now, but at the same time, like, I've heard probably like 6 or 7 songs in the last couple of weeks that have that more like mid 2000s hip hop style production on them. And it does seem like a lot of people are gravitating towards them a little bit more. Like even Tommy Richmond posted a snippet today that was kind of sampling, like, or maybe wasn't sampling, but definitely was referencing that kind of like late 2000s Soulja Boy production style, crank that era. You know what I mean? So like, I could see it working. I do think there's ways that you can maybe make the vocal mix a little bit stronger, make the vocal stand out a little bit more overall. But there was something that I liked about it. So I can't sit here and say that I did not like it at all. There's things that I liked. There's things that I think could improve. I'm curious to see how people react to it. Because there's a lot of people that I know that I feel like it would be like, yo, I really fuck with that. So not bad. Not a bad start. All right, next up we got Man I Am demo from Basie. This is a demo he's working on. Hasn't figured out the second verse for it yet. This shit is hard to write. Sometimes the best songs are hard to write. Sometimes they're easy. I don't know. It's been a while since I've written songs like that, so I can't say that I have the easiest time writing. I have a terrible time writing songs. This is Man I Am. Let us know what you think in the chat. Yusef, what's going on, bro? Get your music in. We got Space Today. I love the way this one started already, just production-wise. Guitar and bass is really nice.
I'm bracing for an impact.
What's going on, Rachel Norman? We are just getting into music feedback right now. We're on our second song. This one's from Basie. Basie Music on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with this one. Trees on, what's going on? Welcome in. If you guys want to submit your music, it's exclamation mark submit. If you want to skip the queue, here are the instructions. Everything happens in the same place, though. Did you have such a nice voice? I think that's one of the things that stands out to me the most. It's just such a good vocal tone. It reminds me like heavily of someone, but I'm not sure who. The layering in the vocals and the mix on the vocals, like the leveling is all really, really nice. The drum feels maybe a little loud, the kick snare. Maybe slightly. Mobody says Volt Boy vibes. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. This artist is based in Paris right now, but you're not from Paris originally, right? I really love this one. 2 minutes is such an easy runtime. Like, I would listen to this like multiple times. So you're from California, but you live in Paris right now. That's so sick. Basie Music, B-A-S-S-E, B-A-S-S. Was it Basie or Bassy? Bass. We talked about this last stream. I can't remember for the life of me. Basie, I think. Basie Music on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. It's a demo right now. Got to do more for it. I kind of love it in that way. It's not the instrument. Bassy, like the fish. Right? There we go. That one's called Man I Am. I like that a lot. Like, I can't even pretend that I don't. I wouldn't do too much more to it, if I'm being honest. Like, don't add too much more, because it's really beautiful the way that it is. I think if anything, the arrangement, you can work on that a little bit, just dropping things out, bringing things in, little details. But as far as the actual instrumentation, like, I don't know that you need to add a ton more, because it's really nice that the way that it is. Maybe like a bridge and something else. Maybe you might not even need a bridge. Honestly, the 2 minute runtime is like really like short and sweet. I think it would bring me back to listen to it again without a bridge. Bridges are making a bit of a comeback, but I don't know that it needs one. I really enjoyed it as a demo. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't need to do more to a song. F Tanks is the 2 minutes was a sweet spot for me, in my opinion. Honestly, enjoyed the demo. So I don't know. I don't know that I need it. I don't know that I need more. I think work on the leveling a little bit, and if anything, just little details in the production. Like, you could do some moments where things drop out. You could add a bridge anyway and just see what you think. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of person who's always like, try it first and see how you feel. Mobody says, I feel bridge is nice with this type of song. It's slow, so if it's any longer, I feel like it drags a little. Also, that's also a fair point. The 2 minute runtime is nice. Like, for me, I'm a fan of the 2 minute runtime. Just, again, like, I talk about this shit a lot. Oh man, I forgot to literally even introduce what I do and who I am and all that shit today. Whoops. But yeah, like, I listen to a lot of short music, and like, even on the distro side of things, like, when we put out shorter songs, I feel like they tend to do better just like every time. And there is something about how people want to come back to things after they listen to it for a little bit. I did do that. Did I do that today? All right. Fuck yeah. Great. Low End Therapy. Carrie Shreb up next. Honestly, guys, my brain is mush today. I've had so many meetings. It's just been like back-to-back phone calls all day. All right, this is Carrie Shreb with Low End Therapy with Tyler Loyal. Let us know what you think in the chat. Thank you for telling me that I did that already. Fuck. I gotta go to a show after this, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this show, but I'm excited for it. It's a surprise show. Well, I guess it's not a surprise anymore because they announced it, but... There's something slightly off about the vocal mix in this one, I think, for me. I like the idea here. I like the... Yeah, I can see the vision for this 100%. Like, one of the things that I hear in this, especially from the male vocal here, is just a lot of mouth noise. And it made me feel slightly overcompressed. Like, slightly thin. Love the song title, says Dreezon. So I like the idea on this one too. I think the execution on the female vocal here, mix-wise, needs a bit of work. Ever so slightly more tuning on this would... I think the tuned down vocals are creating artifacts, making it sound a little odd, says Digi. Yeah, I can definitely hear that. I don't know if the formant shifted or if that's just his voice, though. Part of me is also like, is that just his voice? Female vocal needs a little bit of tuning. Nah, it's gotta be formant shifted, surely. DDK, what's good, bro? We're live on Twitch right now, man. Come hang out. I'm actually exhausted today, but we're pushing through stream, and I gotta go to a show after stream, so we're doing our thing right now. As I see the vision on this song, I do think that the vocal mix on both parts is probably the thing that would stop me from playlisting it. Flow as a tune is not 100% there for me, says Mola Moss. I see the vision. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I think writing-wise, it was pretty solid. Production is maybe a little too bare bones. I'm wondering if this is self-produced or not. Not self-produced. F-Tank says, I want the beat. Who produced? The beat was produced by a producer called TTTHOU. So maybe Thou with a couple different T's. Love Jordan Adetunji. Kerry Shrab on Instagram, KERISREB. Yeah, I think for me, I like the idea. I see the vision. I think the execution need a little bit of work, especially on the vocal mix for both parts, the male and the female part. Tuning slightly on the female part, a little bit more tweaking on that. On the male part, I feel like there was just some like someone said weird artifacts because of the pitch down. Like, I hear that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's one of the things that I hear. Is just there's some weird noises happening with the mouth though. Nobody said, by the way, submit a one-release song and an unreleased short, so different genres fully. Okay, great. Is Artem Life Music in here? Because I got a DM from Artem Life Music also. But this has 2 audio files, and then also they sent in a Spotify link. So I'm going to pull up the Spotify link really quickly. Because they DM'd me, and they were like, I want you to play this one. I was like, all right. We're still working out the kinks with the submission, doing submissions this way through Nero, guys. Because we had a different process before, and some people have just not adopted the new process yet. All right, this is Life by Artem Life Music. Let us know what you think in the chat. So this artist from the DMV, but something about this weirdly feels distinctly British to me. I think that I like the idea. The timing of the delivery is slightly off on certain cadences, right? Like, I wish that was a little bit more on. In theory, I like the delivery style, but there's moments where I think it slips out of it and doesn't quite hit in the way it's supposed to. It is close. Like, I think there's something here in the song and the idea. I like the hook, though the first line feels... There's something catching my ear a weird way in the delivery for sure. I like the tone of the vocal, and I like the sound they're going for in the mix, though it does feel like the vocal's a touch quiet behind the production. Let us know what you think in the chat. As always, we want to know what you think of these songs too. I think it's maybe some of the writing, because like there's moments where it's like you get into this flow, right? Thank you for the follow. There's moments where you get into this flow, and it's got its own little like thing that's happening. But then in the rhyme scheme, like the rhyme scheme will change, and with that, the rhythm will change of the delivery in a way that maybe doesn't make as much sense with just the rhythm of the production and stuff, right? So I think a part of that, and a part of what can improve there is definitely, in some aspects, the writing, just to make it flow a little bit more than it does. Because I think when you start to break up the actual rhythm of the delivery there, that's where things get a little, like, I think that's where you lose me a little bit. It's so abrupt and it kind of comes out of nowhere, and then the rhyme scheme changes, but not for like a specific amount of time. It's maybe a little too fluid at times. So I work on that in the writing a little bit more, and just like have it like, I don't know, and maybe that's just a me thing. If you're in the chat and you disagree, please let me know. But I think for me, when I'm listening, especially to rappers, there is something that I really, really love about rappers who kind of like, you catch a flow, you catch a rhythm, it makes you nod your head with it, you kind of stick with it. If you're not memorizing the lyrics, you at least have an idea of how the flow is going. But I think that when you get a little too fluid with it, it stops being the same thing, or stops feeling the same way. And I feel like with music like that, especially if I think about like Mick Jenkins, Asaba, or you know what I mean, there's syncopation in the delivery, but it's very intentional syncopation. And then from a writing standpoint, like I just feel like you find yourself catching yourself in these like pockets of like rhythm that you just they encapsulate you, and you kind of get lost in it. So I think those are probably the things that I would think about moving forward, is just from a writing perspective. Like, think about what the rhyme scheme is and like how the syllables fit together, because I think that's probably where you're losing me the most. In the mix, cut the vocals up a little bit more. You're going to want to make sure that those really stand out above the beat. But the tone was good, and I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, keep that tone, keep that kind of feeling to the vocal, and even the mix on the vocal was okay outside of being a little quiet. So that would be the advice I would give you, but focus on the writing, because I think focusing on the writing a little bit more will help with some of that delivery stuff too. All right, Ben's Baby, Best Interest up next. This is somewhat something new to me. Wasn't confident enough to sing my main vocal since I don't normally sing. Well, that's fine. We're going to listen to you sing right now. This is Best Interest Work in Progress by Ben's Baby. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're going to keep things moving. If you're with us on Instagram, come send some music in for free, and come join us on Twitch. We're live right now. Wait, we've heard you sing though.
Where do I go from here? Told you be honest, baby. I got your best interest, baby. You ain't playing fair.
I like the writing on this so far.
No repair for me.
Did you not want to sing this up an octave? Is that what you mean? Ben's Baby on Instagram. Again, if you want to submit your music, just hit command submit. It's free. If you want to skip the queue, here are the instructions.
Late at night, popping Adderall. Time and time again, I'm wasting time again. Broken promises, you said we're till the end.
The thing is, I hear the up octave ones in the background as a background vocal, and they sound great. Feels odd. You kind of got a nice tone though, you know what I mean? And also, yeah, you go all out with the ad-libs, but they sound really good. I want to hear that on the lead.
I got your best interest, baby. You ain't playing fair. You're breaking shit with no repair. No repair for me. You don't even care for me.
And also with tuning, bro, like I feel like, because I'll do that sometimes too, like, and I'll take my fucking headphones off when I'm recording myself singing sometimes, and I'll be like, oh my god, you sound like absolute shit. But then like once you process the vocal, sometimes it just pays to go all out, because you get this like really crazy sound that comes with it. And like, I don't know, every time I hear background vocals in that higher octave, that higher tone, I feel like that is really the sweet spot for your vocal. I know it maybe doesn't feel comfortable. You just got to do it more. Like the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. It's like anything. The more you do it, the more comfortable it'll feel. But I think it's just like you have a really good tone up there, and like the melody choices are pretty solid too. I like the writing on the song also. So I feel like if you did it, Yeah, you just gotta keep punching in until you find the right tone. Even if you do it like literally line by line, no one's gonna know. So many people do it that way. So many singers do it that way as well. But I just think for me, when I listen to it, like, I definitely prefer that higher octave vocal from you than the lower octave vocal. The song itself was solid, written well, good melody choices, good rhythmic choices. But I would definitely lean into that higher octave vocal because it just hits. There's something about it that just hits. And it probably is because you're going all out on the vocal as well. I'm really singing out with your voice. So I will definitely continue to encourage you to try that and work on that high octave vocal. Though I do understand the discomfort because it's new and not something that you do all the time. But as a unbiased listener, that's something about it, man. It catches me. So I gotta encourage you and try and push you towards it. Who You Call by Digit up next. Planning on releasing to streaming platforms as I haven't since I started this journey. And we'll do a free bump using the spinning wheel after this one because that is 5 songs. Let us know what you think in the chat. And it looks like we only have 2 more in the skip queue, so if you guys did want to do that, feel free. If not, don't worry about it. Of course. Oh, this was loud. This is pretty cool already. Feels very good for sync. I could see this being in a commercial or like a TV show for sure. Oh, did it stop? That was weird. We didn't get to the end of the song though, did we? Really good for sync, like the guitar and everything. Digit_HXI on Instagram if you like this one. It's okay. We'll let it play out. I don't know why I did that. I like the mix on the vocal too. That like saturation distortion on it's a really nice little touch. Ooh. Digit_HXI. Do you produce this one too? So this will be a first release ever. Is that what you're saying in this note? Yeah, even the guitars. Great job on the production. You should definitely try and get this into a sync company because I do feel like you'd probably end up getting a placement with this. Ooh. Freestyle says this is freaking incredible. I do really like this a lot. It's a really, really strong first single. I don't even know how to do that. Look up things like Epidemic Sound, and then you can also, you could just kind of like Google sync licensing companies that you can sign up for because there's a bunch that you can. What's up, Davey? How's it going? That was Who You Call by Digit HXI. Really, really solid, man. Great job on the production. Great job on the mix. The songwriting was solid. I really could just see that getting into a TV show or a commercial at some point. Digit_HXI on Instagram. For everybody who just joined us, best advice for indie artists landing sync opportunities: make sure that you own the rights to the music and the publishing, because then you won't have to make life difficult for anyone who wants to clear the music. And that's something that I've learned over time with talking to more sync companies. They don't want some shit where you've like sampled and have an unclear sample. They don't want you to have like a producer who has not given you permission to use the publishing or give you the rights to like basically approve the publishing, right? So being able to like be in a situation where you either work with someone that you are very close with who is going to clear the production side of it, or if you produce yourself and aren't using samples, that's probably good. What's a sync company? A sync licensing company is companies that pitch songs to music supervisors for commercials, TV, video games, films, really anything where they need to license music, and they'll pitch them based on what they're looking for. So like with a TV show, they'll send a brief of being like, hey, we want this type of song based off of these references. One you can look for is Epidemic Sound. That's probably like the most common one that a lot of people sign up for, but there are a lot of boutique companies that exist as well. So like, you know, if you see an artist, you know, getting a sync placement on a TV show, or if like you could go to the credits basically at the end of a show and be like, oh, this is that song too. Have you tried the 2 Lost Sync and Pub? I've tried the 2 Lost Pub admin thing because they run through BMG. I haven't really done anything with them on the sync side of things, but if sometimes with sync, it's better to go to a place where the catalog's not fucking massive, because if you think about it, they're pitching like literally everything on the catalog. So that's why I kind of like the boutique sync companies a little bit more. And you should also look at who's actually getting placements, because for a lot of companies, it's like they've either had success in the past but don't consistently, or stuff like that. No, you're totally fine. You can ask these questions. Feel free to ask whatever questions you want in the chat about music whenever you want. But I think best advice is, if you are going to be pitching your music to a sync company, make sure that you can clear the music, one, and that you own the rights to it. And that includes no samples that aren't cleared. That includes no production that isn't cleared or isn't easy to clear. They do look for maybe specific types of music, like really hard, not brand safe hip hop. Like if you're cursing a lot or swearing a lot, it's probably not going to get picked up because they can't use it on TV due to FCC regulations and things like that too. So you want to make sure that it's like digestible and you know, like you could put it on something and it's brand safe. Like brand safety is one aspect people don't think about in writing as much, but especially with sync, that is going to be something that they're thinking about a little bit more. So yeah, just those are some notes. I'm not an expert on sync though, in all honesty. I'm still learning about it as well. But yeah, Epidemic Sound is one you can check out that does allow people to sign up. All right. If you are just joining us and you have not submitted your music yet, here, make sure you use this link in the chat to submit. If you want to skip the queue, we've brought the price down, so it's not subscribing on Twitch anymore. It just costs $5 through Nero. You can do that if you want to. That is a guarantee that we'll play a song on stream today. I do have to leave right at 8 o'clock, so we're going to try and get through as many songs as possible, but if we get too many paid skips, we might not get through the free section as much. Usually, though, we try and do 30 minutes of free bumps from the chat at the end of the stream. In like 3 more songs, we'll do another free bump up from the submission form using the spinning wheel as well, so stick around. And as always, let us know what you think in the chat. This is In My Dreams by Manny Moss up next. Rapping verses with a singing hook. Let me know if they come together well. All right, we will. And as always, guys, let us know what you think in the chat. This is Moss with In My Dreams. I've definitely listened to this song before, and I remember it mostly for the album artwork, which is a great thing, because the album artwork is stuck in my head, and I've known it every time that I've seen it, that this is Moss, and this is from this Moss project. Though it's not the same song every time, because I've listened to a bunch of different songs at this point. Unlock Awkward I have saved. I take a walk right down. Let us know what you think in the chat. And still I start to climb, although my mind it gets to doubting, because at the top there is a fountain, and I'm a drink right out a 15-song project, On My Way by Moss. From the people who done been around it, and they walked away the proudest with their heads high. So I'ma keep on walking even if my mouth is dead dry. I feel like the thing that can improve on this song specifically is tone a little bit. Your voice feels maybe a touch strained in the delivery on this one. You mess with women in their mind frame, but then you want to look at them like maybe they was to blame because they played you. Well, I've been played too. You got to take with a grain of salt, no brain of salt in mind games. Baby, won't you come find me? I actually really do like the sung part. I do think they fit together well. I do think you need more layers on this part too. Jacobs Big says, let's go, Moss. I like the way you come in on the second verse, maybe a little bit more than you did on the first verse too, on the beginning of the song. We always talk about the crash of the economy. It's really a disaster. It really isn't something we should mask up like Halloween. And yet we push it under the rug like it's time to sweep. And we ain't want to get the dustpans out. We always talk about they plan like it must pan out. But then they pop another Xan until they just Xan out. And they find themselves searching and got their hand in the couch like what you looking for. You won't find it in the cushion either, or that person you was cooking for. You gotta I think one of the things that I would encourage you to do, especially moving forward, is to maybe think about just the way you add more variation to the flow rhythmically throughout the song. This has been a pretty like consistent flow style, and I would have liked to hear you maybe switch it up a little bit more throughout. The name of the last song is not out yet, so you can't quite listen to it yet. But it was by Digit. Digit let him know what the name of the song is. Okay, so to your main question, hook, rapped verse in a hook goes together very well. I actually really love your tone on the sung part of the hook. I do think the tone you could work on a little bit in the delivery on the verses. And then the other thing that I would encourage you to do is just think about variation in the flow, like in the rhythmic aspect of the flow, maybe a little bit more frequently than was happening in this one. I think the writing on this was actually solid, though I would also encourage you to maybe think about the little things that you can cut out. Like there's little repetitive words like we. You could definitely cut out some we's in there, you know what I mean? And I think it would make it flow a little different and also would add some variation to the flow, like I was saying rhythmically before. Because if you're staying in the same kind of syllables, right, it's always going to kind of come out the same way. But by taking out specific words that like don't actually make that much of a difference to the story of the song, which is usually things like and, we, I, just, like those kinds of things, you can kind of cut some of those out. And it'll give you a little bit more variation in the delivery style, but at the same time won't really detract from what you're trying to say in the song, which is still important, right? So I usually encourage artists to start thinking about those little details, because like once you start to edit down, you'll start to be like, oh wait, like I actually didn't need those other words, and this has allowed me to find different pockets that I can kind of sit in with my delivery too. OTR, I Want Friends up next. This is not finished, so let us know what you think in the chat. We're getting into some rage music, I think. I'm not mad. I need some energy. Oh. Okay, this is kind of fucking tough, guys. I Want FRXNDS on Instagram. Of course, man. That's what we're here for. Let us know what you think in the chat. Rachel Norman says, love this. I do too. This is very enjoyable. Thanks for the follow, Nardran. This is not out yet. This is not even finished yet. I gotta be honest, I don't always like music in this space, but there's something about this one that tickles the ears a little bit. I like it. It's giving me some life. It's not planning for next one. The vibes, which was fire. This is a jump around type of song. It's definitely a jump around type of song. If you're gonna drop it right now, you're on Plug and B. I mean, this is fire, bro. This beat is crazy. Shout out to whoever made this beat. No, Jensen, this beat's insane, and I concur. This beat is insane. Are you gonna put a feature in there? Are you gonna put another verse in there, like in that instrumental section that we just had in between the hooks? Man, if this catches the right audience, you're gonna be good. I Want FRXNDS. I Want Friends on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. I liked that. Maybe much more than I should have at my age, but it's good. That was good. That felt good. Loved it. Can't wait for that to drop. Make sure you let me know when that drops, because I will playlist that. I 100,000% will support that song. Tides by Tova Make Music. Tova Makes Music up next. Eligible for Album of the Year in Saskatchewan. You'll vote for everything in its time. Anyway, anyhow, here's what's coming next. Damn, that's pretty tight, bro. Congratulations to you. Ideally, it'd be Ski Mask or Laser Dim feature, but I'm not rich, so I'm gonna have to do it myself, and that's fine. Look, one of the things that I do tell artists too, like when you're looking for features and shit like that, well, there's a couple things, right? One, get a co-primary. Don't just get a feature. That is the thing that makes a difference. If you're gonna spend money, make sure it's a co-primary, not a feature. Co-primary. Write it down. You need to know that. Make sure you ask for that. All right, that's what you want. Two, if you are looking for an artist like a Ski Mask or a Laser Dim, work your way backwards. Look at the people who are also in there, artists also like. Work your way back down until it gets to a point where it's somebody you might be able to afford or someone that you think you can get, and go there first, because it's still going to help you grow your audience. So even if you're thinking about doing it, I mean, one, if you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. All right. That is not me saying you don't have to do it yourself. Do it yourself if you can, and if you feel like that fits. But if you are like, I need to get a feature on this, I want to get a feature on this, sometimes it helps to just kind of go and look at pages and see who's on the come up and who's on the rise, because, you know, rising tides raise all ships and all that shit, you know what I mean? You might get someone who ends up being that next person, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you discover the next net spend and you do the fucking feature with them, and then the song goes crazy because of that. So just don't write people out because like they feel like they're adjacent to where you're at in your career, or maybe like just slightly further than you are. You know what I mean? Just make sure you look at like what makes sense for your audience and where you're trying to position yourself. Something I always do with features, because like I'll go look at the playlist I'm trying to get on, right? And be like, who's getting on these playlists consistently? And then be like, all right, like what makes sense for this song, and kind of work my way backwards. And even if it's not that person who's on the playlist, who like this is on these playlists. So like I'll go look at like Mellow Bars or like Spilled Ink or Rap Caviar. Never really Rap Caviar, if I'm being honest. But Mellow Bars, like Spilled Ink, if I'm looking for something that's more in that alternative hip hop, like rapidy rap lane, you know what I mean? If it's like something more rage focused, then I'd probably go look at Rage on Spotify, go look at the artists who are on that playlist first, and then maybe work my way backwards through the other artists that people also like, based on those people who are there, right? So it's just the strategy of figuring out who's the right fit and what's actually going to help you get listeners, get fucking streams, all that kind of stuff. And it's worked for me, in all honesty. Like getting features from people who are on playlists all the time has not failed me yet, because every time I've done it, the playlist I'm trying to get to, I've gotten on. and that's just because those people already know it. Yeah, clip it. Feel free to clip it. Share it with everybody. That's what we're here for. This is Tova, Tide's latest, up next. Love this artist. Amazing R&B artist from Saskatchewan. And you're going to see why. If you like Daniel Caesar, you're really going to like this a lot. I promise. And you can follow Tova at Tova Makes Music on Instagram as well. Genuinely good artist. That's all I can say.
Farther than my eyes can see.
Oh, I love this.
There's a world out there for me to discover.
I love the very subtle wave sound that's happening in the background. Or rain.
Some days they're high, then they're low.
Whatever it is, there's just textures in this song in the background that are so nice. They're so subtle, but they're so good. We'll do another free bump using the spinning wheel after this one. Hate to compare, but it gives me Sam Smith. That's really cool. That's not a comparison we've heard often with Tova, but Sam Smith's an amazing vocalist, so. It was a recording of me and my homeboy in a wooden creaky boat. The detail, it's so nice. It's just so subtle, but you can hear it if you really listen for it. Juros Vixen says this is beautiful. Tova makes really beautiful music, and the vocal arrangement's always been one of my favorite parts. Go follow, for real. Tova Makes Music. Are you gonna put a vocal arrangement in this spot right here? Or is this just gonna be instrumental? This is really good sync music too, bro. This is like dramatic montage moment. Just instrumental there. The arrangements are coming trust. Can't wait. This is like someone sprinting back down the road to where they're trying to get. You know what I'm saying? Or like one of those lives. If this doesn't get in Grey's Anatomy, this is like the most Grey's Anatomy life-saving montage moment right here, bro. That's the music video idea. I love it. Jared Fall says this is phenomenal. This is really beautiful, man. You did an incredible job. Tova Makes Music, man. Everyone go follow him right now. Beautiful work. Honestly, beautiful, beautiful work. How do I vote for your album? How do I vote for it? Tell me how I vote for it right now. Is it in the link tree? It is. All right. Fuck it. Come on. Come on. We're going to do it. I got to provide my email address. God damn. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. I gotta put my email address in it. Where is it? You guys are gonna watch me do this, because that's what we fucking do, alright? You asked, you're getting it. Boom. Submit. And that's how easy it was. Go vote. Go vote for him. He might win Album of the Year in Saskatchewan. I don't care if you see my email address. Just don't use it. Just don't fucking use it. You start emailing me, it's getting blocked. I'm going to tell you right now. I get too many emails as it is. Know About Us. Jared Falls up next. Oh, no. I lied. I told you guys we were going to do a free bump from the submission form. So let's do a free bump from the submission form next. And then we'll get back into your paid skips, guys. If you are here, submit your music. It's free. Do it. You might as well. There's no reason not to. Hey, man, I got you. It's a great album. I didn't listen to any of those other ones. But I can tell you I listened to the Tova and Vagabond album. Someone vote for that shit. 100-fold up next. I can tell you one of those other albums, man. Nah. Let's move it to the top. Guys, I'm so silly. Only Heaven Lies Above It. Let me know if it sounds like a vibe and if the strings hit. Oh, man. Don't ask me about if the strings hit. I'm super picky about strings. As a violinist. It's really about whether this VST hits or not. Though, to be fair, it's a really nice arrangement so far. So shout out to 100-fold G King and Blank Face Villain.
I can't stay content, not when this all making sense. I can't pray my sins away, still better.
Oh yeah, bro. I played in orchestras like my whole childhood. Classically trained musician over here. I don't do it as much these days, but yeah, I play violin and piano and guitar. And I'm alright at the drums, but not great. It's actually a really nice string part. And they sound good. Even if they are VST strings, they sound actually really good. It's a good mix on them. Ooh, a little pizzicato in there. Yeah. Little pizzicato strings. Don't make me drop the music theory speak, guys. It's a really nice mixture of legato and pizzicato.
Why am I for eighth? Gary Payne, pass a dozen. Tired of saving face, it's too late for me to dub it. Visions of this pape, make it last.
It is a bit of a vibe. I do think there's moments where I think the raps could improve a little bit. Production is really, really nice. Yeah, it should show you where you are on the list on Nero, so it should tell you where you are in the queue.
Appreciate the stumble, disregarding the departed, lot gone, but it's another day. Trips off 94.
It is kind of a vibe though.
Realize it's another way. Visions of this plate, make it last for all my brothers. I've been touching greatness.
Maybe the only feedback I have on the production side is it kind of leans into this string arrangement maybe too much. And at times I wish there was a little bit more variation and maybe a break from the string loop specifically. And I think variation in the string loop could just be another chop to it. You know what I mean? Or running it through some sort of like rhythmic filter, gross beat, something like that. Just to have a moment where something else happens with it. I like that it goes between the plucked strings and then the played strings. Like, that is a nice touch. But I think when you get towards that like second like minute of the song into that last 45 seconds, maybe last minute of the song, I wish there was maybe some sort of respite between the string part and other elements of it. Even if it just cut out and we had a moment where it was just drums and vocal, that's maybe the only thing I would say. And it's more of a suggestion than a need. But if I was going to be really picky, that's probably what I would say is just like, and wait, fuck, let me just make sure I actually put that in the playlist, because I did like it. I'm gonna save this in the playlist and come back to it in a couple days. But yeah, like if I was going to be real picky, and it's X100-fold on Instagram, by the way, go follow if you were rocking with that one. If I was being real picky, the thing that I would say is I just wish there was a little bit more variation production-wise with the strings, because it does, you know. I'm like kind of, as much as I love the strings, like I think at a certain point, unless you're listening to like a fully like composed orchestra piece with movements and like different sections, like it can be a bit of a repetitive sound. And I'm not like, I'll be honest, like I don't really play violin like that because I just don't think it sounds that good on its own. You know what I mean? Like whereas like a whole orchestra with like a 4-part string, a 4-part like string part, you know, or 4 string parts. I can't even speak. 4 string parts or multiple string parts kind of layered on top of each other doing different things kind of brings that variation, which is why I liked the plucked string versus the kind of bowed string moment. But I do think like 2 minutes in, it just, you know, a little bit more variation, I think, in that part melodically would be good for me at least. All right, Know About Us. Jared Falls up next. Quick little demo I made with Love Thoughts. Let us know what you think in the chat. Some of you guys are gonna get an ad in a second, and I'm sorry, that's just how it works. Know About Us mix 4. Rub Sam, if you want to submit your music, just make sure you put a link in this place right here, and that is how you submit your music. If you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on Twitch. We're live right now for the next hour and 5 minutes. And right now we're listening to something really beautiful from Jared Falls. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? JaredM.3 on Instagram. I actually really like this one. Artem, we did listen to it, bro. Don't worry, the VOD will be up on my YouTube channel in the morning. But I found the song, so we played it, alright? And thank you for DMing me the link too. Damn, this is actually a vibe, Jared. And maybe one of my more preferred songs of yours. I really love the production on this one a lot. There's something about it that just feels so hopeful. The melody choices, the vocal harmonies, there's like a lot of hope in this one. Digit says this is nice. I really like this one a lot too. JaredM.3 on Instagram.
I don't want to pick fights with you. I just want to spend the night with you. Do you understand? Don't want to take you out your zone.
Your voice sounds really good on this one too. Not that it doesn't on others, but there's something about this one.
Cause you know why. Can't keep solid when you walking. Turn my head and dropping. Did you do?
I love this melody on the chorus too. It's just like really well done, bro. Love that octave jump into the falsetto as well. I love this. Yeah, this is like definitely like one of your most standout songs for me. I've obviously been definitely worth dropping. Please don't not drop that one. Like I highly encourage you to drop this one. I think there's a lot of people who'll hear it and just really love it too. Like I don't know. There may be other songs that I would say, hey, don't drop. This is not one of them. Just like demo wise, like this feels good already. Digit says, where's the link? This one feels good already. Like I don't even know that much needs to be done to it. There's maybe little things in the mix just to have things more leveled and more balanced. But like I don't know, it moved quickly. It was easy to listen to. The melody choices were really nice. The harmonies were really nice. Super catchy hook melody. I mean, like you had me singing it before the end of the song, and it wasn't even that long. So I would definitely say put that one out. Not putting it out would be a little crazy to me, personally. 332 Macy Flowers up next. Yeah, too much clipping, but other than that, I love it. Yeah, that's it. Mother Father 332, let us know what you think in the chat. This is a crazy way to start a video already, and I kind of love it. I'm very curious to know how they did this. Wells, what's going on? Dev, what's going on? We're live on Twitch right now if you want to come hang out. Listen to music, give feedback for the next hour.
Look into my father's eyes. I know he sees something he don't really recognize.
Ooh, cool. I love the visual for this. The visual for this is very cool. Very artistic. Let us know what you think in the chat, as always.
Play the food an extra time while I'm not. That's why I'm homesick. It's hard to make sense. Can't even read my own lips. Top in my lungs. And you think you control this a lot more. I'm tired of making sense. Getting smaller and harder times.
It's not the first thing that I've liked from 332. I better go save this right now, though. We're putting this in the playlist immediately.
it feels like I never slept.
I absolutely love the visual for this. It's such a vibe. I do, yeah. You can go subscribe to my YouTube channel. We put them up the day after stream every day, or every stream. The like, whatever this like feel like the glow that's on this video is such a nice touch. And the shot, it's the shots too. The shots are really nice. But this like overlaying thing that you're doing, it feels like so like 1980s in the best way possible.
I look into my father's eyes. I know he sees something he don't really recognize. Poker face, but he know when.
Let us know what you think in the chat. I'm fucking with this one. This one got saved in the playlist.
He don't recognize. I look into my mother's eyes.
Thanks for the follow, Geo Valentine. Same thing with you, So Crazy. Welcome to the community. If you want to submit music, you can do it for free whenever you want. Just make sure you use this link right here. We're listening to Mother Father by 332 right now. Thank you. I edited in my phone and shit. Was heating it up. You did this on your phone, bro? What do you mean? You edited this on the phone? Shut up. That's crazy. How? Nas, go ahead, bro. There's a link in my bio. It's free to submit. Just make sure you follow it and submit it in there. There is a way to guarantee a song gets played on the stream as well. You can see that in my story if you want to check that out. This is maybe the only verse that I think could use a little bit of work delivery-wise just with the timing. But, I mean, that's me being super picky because that's the only thing that I've heard in this whole fucking thing that I have not enjoyed. Video Leap is the app that he used to edit this, which I'm immediately going to go look up because that's pretty cool, and it seems like there's a lot of really, really cool... Interesting. Interesting. Gonna save that one for later. We're gonna take a look at that video editing software for sure. That was dope. 332 spelled out in letters, and then also 332 in numbers also afterwards. Great job, honestly. Really, really great visual. The song was solid. The mix was like, for the genre and subgenre of hip-hop that it's in, kind of perfect. A little lo-fi maybe for my taste overall at times, but generally something that I really enjoyed. And I think the visual really helped sell the whole kind of feeling to it as well, which sometimes that just does that, is having that visual representation, which kind of like feels the same way as the music, will kind of tie everything together for me, and I think it did in that case. Dearly Beloved by Zamir up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. And let us know where you're watching from, too. If you're in the chat, love to know where you guys are at in the world. That's one of my favorite things about the stream, is finding out where you guys are from. Dearly Beloved. Out of Albany, Georgia. Yeah, great job overall, guys. I'm excited to see you develop and grow more. You out of Houston? That's like a different sound for what I've heard out of Houston in the last like few years as well. So super interesting. All right, let us know what you think.
Everything I've been through. Half of them and they don't got a clue. Ain't no future, you ain't got no.
We got Brooklyn in the building, me too. I love it up here.
Well, it was more than the plan. Look who I am and look where you stand. He hating on me, but I know he a fan. Concrete roads don't play me, man. We fall down, but don't stay there. I got passion.
So I really like the production on this. I like the vocal on this. I wish the production was maybe hitting a little harder, especially because this bass line feels like it needs to be much bigger than it is. There is something about the vocal mix that I think is maybe not quite right for this beat specifically also. But I like the artist's voice, and I like the delivery style. I don't know why I feel like something's disjointed for me on this one, but it feels like something's not quite meshing between the two parts. I'm saving it because I might just be hearing something that I'm not hearing, because that happens sometimes. I think I want more body in the vocal too. Like they feel like maybe a little thin EQ wise.
Chances ain't taking my friend. No woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish. No thoughts, I ain't had that gift. Some things had to turn like this.
I really like the delivery. Let us know what you think in the chat, but I do really like the delivery on this one.
I make them feel that. Damn, I've been trying to get exposed, but let me chill with that. On the road, I shift the gear until how I feel the fear. My mind stopping, I'ma kill. My time stuck all in the mirror. All that pressure get in my veins, life was getting hated. Niggas going.
Ad-libs are really solid. They placed well. They mixed well.
I need to reset. I need to regroup. I had to let loose of that old you. I had to cut ties and I don't you know for now. How much do you love it, dearly beloved? Is it pride or son? Then why is you running, dearly beloved? Down for the ride or son? Well, show me you coming, dearly beloved. Don't you hide or nothing.
It does feel like there's maybe like a metallic-y kind of sound on the vocal, which is always something that catches my ear in a weird way. Whenever I hear like a metallic kind of feeling on a vocal mix, I tend to be like, there's something off about this, so maybe it's just me. Thanks for the follow, Rub Sam. I do think, Rob Sam, can you please submit using the form though? That'd be great. I like this. I kind of feel like I would want to sped up a bit though. That could also be it. Maybe it's the tempo of it for me. There is something about this one that catches my ear in a way that would maybe stop me from playlisting it. I did just put it in the playlist now because I want to come back to it and listen to it again and just see if it's maybe just me right now being tired or having listened to a lot of music today. But there was something about the one that maybe didn't feel like the production and the vocal lined up cohesively. At the same time, there was a lot of things that I liked about it with individual pieces of the song. I like the production a lot. I like the vocal a lot for different reasons. It's just for some reason, I think in my head, I don't know that I'm hearing those two elements come together in the way that feels best. Maybe. I don't know. I liked it overall though. Zamia Music on Instagram. Go follow. I think that's one of those ones where like, because sometimes like I'll listen to a song one time and then not playlist it and then come back and listen to it another day and be like, you know what? I was fucking up. I didn't know what I was talking about. Song is hard. Let me playlist this time. So sometimes it's like that too. So I'm going to come back and listen to it again before we make content next Tuesday. But like I said, there's things that I do really like about it on both sides of it, on the production and on the vocal side of things. So, all right, next up we got Coastline by Deborah's Revenge. We've got two more paid skips. If anybody does want to do a skip, you would be next in the queue. So feel free to do that if you want, but it's not, you don't have to. We have about 45 minutes left, 55 minutes left. I do have to be out at 8 o'clock today. So if we get through all of these paid skips, we'll probably just go to our spinning wheel and just start randomly spinning people and seeing what we get and listen to it for a while until we get to about 7:30. And then we'll do free skips from the chat. Okay, so stick around. You can tell people to come hang out in the chat for the free section if you want. I don't care. Like, I want to listen to music and share music and tell you guys what I think. So regardless of whether it's paid or free skips, I literally don't give a fuck. We're going to listen to music and we're going to try and find some dope stuff tonight. All right, this is Deborah's Revenge with Coastline. Let us know what you think in the chat. Harf at Deborah's Revenge is Sid Mason. Carrie is the other Harf. I mean, I like the way it started immediately, to be honest. I don't know if I expected the guitar line that we got with the melody that you chose in the beginning. But I'm super into this type of music right now. Like, I've been listening to a lot of this type of music, so I'm gonna save this because it does catch my attention. It's so interesting because it's like, the main guitar line is so like beach rock, surf rock. The vocal is so like punk. And then the drums also lean maybe more distinctly punk than like beachy or surfy. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but it's a super interesting kind of like combination of some different genres. And I do really like this. It's very unique. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard anything like this before, and I really like it a lot. Deborah's Revenge on Instagram. The mix on the vocal is like perfect. It's like the perfect mix for this type of music. And like we get a lot of stuff that's kind of like leans more one way than the other on him. But there's so many different elements I like in this one. Like the mix almost feels like a Midwestern emo vocal mix, as well as being distinctly kind of punk as well. I like this. I like this. This feels very fresh. This feels very unique. And that is low-key what I want. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm listening to music, like, if something is different and kind of weird, but, like, feels good, it makes me feel something, I'm gonna be more inclined to give it more of a chance to listen to it again and maybe dive more into the band or the artist that's making it. So for me, that one's really cool because it does feel, like, very unique. I hear the inspiration from different things that I've listened to and different types of music I've listened to, but it feels super unique, and I like that. Jiros Vixen up next. Unmixed, Unmastered, one of the tracks in my upcoming project. Great job, though, guys. I like that one. Send more music. I want to listen to more Deborah's. Was Deborah's Revenge? Is that what it was called? Is that what you guys are called? Sorry, so much music. Deborah's Revenge. I need more Deborah's Revenge in my life. Yeah, I honestly, I want to check out more of your music. Pretty Penny Interlude. Let us know what you think. Oh, Jiros. Jiros Vixen, man. You are climbing my list of artists and rappers that I enjoy with each song that I hear from you. I'm like 90% sure I'm about to put Outstanding on another playlist that I'm doing as well. You helped produce this one, fire. Davo, it's good. We're live on Twitch right now. Come hang out. Yeah, this is tough, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm doing like a guest curated playlist of somebody else, and I'm like, I was going through shit, they were like, what do you have in your rotation? I was like, there's really not much that I have that I've listened to like a lot recently, but Outstanding is something I have listened to a lot. I was like, fucking, I should put this is real, I should put this in there.
I know you think that I'm stuck in my ways.
Tough, bro. Love the way you're using your voice on this.
10 toes so long, I don't know my dash for. If the shoe fit better, give it my best love. Came a long way from posting up in Brentwood. But shit was like back then, too many switched up. Now you understand how I am with my trust.
Yeah, I really don't have too much feedback, bro. Maybe bring down that baby thing that's happening in the background. Just a touch. Your lead vocal is really nice, so it's just in a really, really good place. What's up, Kwame? We're live on Twitch right now. SC, send it in, bro. There's a free link in my bio. All you got to do is submit. I'll be doing a bunch of free bumps from the queue very shortly. Yeah, this is tough. I could see why it's one of your favorites. I like the production on this. The arrangement's really good. It moves well. I love the way you're using your vocal. It's good. I think the baby like sample thing that's happening in the background could maybe come down a touch. Just like there's moments where it kind of like comes out too much on top of your lead vocal. But overall, I would say this is another one that I really enjoy from you, and that makes two. All right, so we've got two that I'm definitely going to be listening to and keeping in the library. Jiros Vixen on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with that one. All right, that's it. That's all we got for the paid skips today, or at least for now. If at any point anybody wants to do a paid skip, that will bump you to the top of the queue as well. But in the meantime, seeing as we're here, let's put a bunch of names into our spinning wheel and see what we get. All right, let's do some more free bumps. But like I said, if you want to guarantee a song is played on stream today, best thing you can do is do the paid skip. It's $5. We've made it cheaper. Literally, it was more expensive and people did it a bunch before, but we've made it cheaper. So if you want to do it, you can. If not, spin the wheel, roll the dice. We'll see if we get to you. We'll start bumping people up from the chat in about 15 minutes for free in a more organized way. We're going to start with Abson, though. 1, 2 free skips if you want to join. Abson, bro, you're in the chat. Lucky you. Okay, let's go find it really quickly. Abson. Bump you to the top. Oop. All right, Absent, for you. This music video is inspired by my favorite sitcom of all time, Family Matters. Got to play the role of Steve Urkel. Nice. Nice. I'm not gonna lie, I do love a themed music video. The color grading is low-key perfect already. And also good job on the credits being very accurate too. Gio Valentine, what's up? Welcome.
Drop everything. Yeah, left all my things when I hit the ring. Can't help but think, yeah.
Video here is really solid, bro.
That pretty smile. Your sex is now like Vanessa Carlton. Yeah, walk 1,000 miles for you, for you, for you, for you.
I think the melody choices are really good here. Let us know what you think in the chat, as always, too.
Everything for you.
I think the melody choices are pretty solid.
No question about it. Need me, I'll be there, no doubt about it. I say that.
One thing I would be mindful of, especially in the more like high notes, it's getting a little nasally at times in the tone vocally, ever so slightly. I only hear it sometimes too, for what it's worth. It's nice when you get into that falsetto too. Give me more of that falsetto. Video is very solid. It's very like 2000s R&B, which is definitely my yeah, it's like, it's not even that, it's not egregious or anything, you know what I mean? But I think just like as a singer, that's something that I'm super mindful of myself. It's just like getting into that space in your voice where like, I don't know, just try and make sure you're supporting from your diaphragm, you know what I mean? Like more than anything. And I think like, I'm always trying to remember what my vocal teacher taught me when I was younger, but it's always about like, there was something about like feeling like there's a string and you kind of like pull up, you know what I mean? As opposed to like pushing it, instead of singing from here, you want to be singing from here. I don't know. There's like all the shit that I remember them telling me, but I can't remember how it all goes together. But there's something about it that will help you kind of get away from singing from up here. Especially when you get into those higher registers, like in your yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it's just something that I'm super mindful of. I think the more that I sing and the more that I've learned. Thinking tall instead of wide when you sing. Yes, Malia, thank you. Someone remembered. Someone remembered what they've been trying to teach me. Digit, man.
Shit.
I appreciate that. Helps with the accuracy of pitch. It does. And then the other thing that she always used to tell me, she would be like, think of it like a piano roll, and like you're almost playing a key. So like this finger thing can help you be like, I don't know. It always helped me like raise up and sing out instead of like, because that was something that I had a hard time with when I was like singing more heavily. It was like was getting a little nasal, especially when I was getting into that higher register. And that was one of the things that helped me a lot, was just thinking about it differently and thinking about what part of my body I was activating when I was singing. So that's why I always try and tell people that can help a lot. Yeah, no. And look, you got a great voice. This is not me saying you can't sing. You got a great voice. It's the only thing that I hear at all, because otherwise I really enjoyed that. And the video was really, really solid, man. Details up next. Let's find this. And like I said, we're doing, like, fuck it, we're just doing random free bumps right now because we're out of paid skips. But if you do want to guarantee a song gets played on stream today, best thing you can do is do a paid skip. It's $5, but it's up to you. That's me. Sorry, I read it wrong. Oh, that's you. No worries. This is Rachel Norman. Boom. With details. All right. Let us know what you think in the chat. We've definitely gotten through less songs today. I don't know why. I'm moving slow as fuck, and I'm sorry for everybody who's in the chat. I'm extremely slow today, so
I'm not scared of any other bitch.
My bad.
I've
been talking a lot.
You can look up all that you want. I'm honestly flattered. Yeah. It's either way that we spend our days. Just taking turns cooking and cleaning.
Okay, so this is something else that I tell vocalists a lot. When you are recording vocals, pull back on the vibrato as opposed to when you're doing it live, right? When you're doing it live, lean into the vibrato as much as you want. I always feel like vibrato, especially if you're going to be tuning your vocals at all, does something weird and it just doesn't translate the same way. So that's maybe one thing I would tell you, is pull back on the vibrato a little bit when recording. Because there's moments where that makes it feel a little bit shaky, but I'm not sure that it is actually shaky. Higher register of your voice, like in that falsetto section, is really, really nice too. Melody choices are really nice. There's maybe slight timing issues at like in moments with specific words, so I just maybe keep an eye out for that as well. For sure. Look, definitely feel free to submit if you want to, but that's what we're here for. We're listening to music, we're giving feedback, so if you hear something you like, let us know what you think. If you want to follow the artist, go follow the artist. This is Details by Rachel Norman right now. Right now, we're just bumping things up at random using our spinning wheel too, because it's a bit of a slower stream than usual tonight, which is nice. We get to do a bunch of free stuff. Digit says this isn't my bag, but I can respect it. That's fair. I will say 3:58 is a pretty long song, though. That's maybe the only other thing I would say. Outside of the vibrato note, I really like these breathy, like, this melodic hook is a really, really solid melodic hook, though. Generally, I'm a fan of the vocal arrangement, right? Like, I think the harmony choices are really solid. I do think the vibrato thing is throwing me off a little bit. And like I said, I say this to so many vocalists. This is not just an exclusive to you thing. I just don't think the vibrato translates on recorded music the same way that it does in live. The hook is solid. Yeah, you can absolutely submit whatever. You can submit on behalf of an artist. People do that all the time, Angry Little Fish. Just make sure you use that link right there. And if you did want to do paid skip queue, that's in there too. Vocal feels a bit overpowering to me. Maybe a slightly stronger instrumental to support would be nice. The instrumental is a little tucked further in the back than the vocals. I will say the vocals cut through more than anything. But I probably prefer that than the opposite. I think the problem on the production is there's a lot of reverb and a lot of the individual elements in it. So everything feels really, really wide and big. That's a stylistic choice. So vocals are a primary instrument. So I'm not mad at that so much. I do think there's maybe things that could balance in the production a little bit more that would accentuate the vocals a touch more. But mostly I think that that's because there's just so much reverb on different aspects of the instrumentation that everything feels really, really wide and big. So it's like like you hear the reverb in the tail of it more than you actually hear the individual instrumental elements. The horns are a tough one because I think it's all about the VST that you have and all about like where you're actually playing them from. And I would say like 8 out of 10 times horns don't sound real, and that's maybe one of the things that I don't personally love about using them in production. You've really just got to find a really good horn sound to kind of run with it. So that's maybe the only other thing I would say on the production side is like the horn choice is maybe not my favorite horn choice, but that's a really tough thing. Like it's just hard. You know what I mean? Like that is entirely about whatever VST you're using. So that's a very subjective thing too. Yeah, and I understand what you're saying about the balance too. Like there does need to be some balance, I think. But I'm not mad at if it's a stylistic choice and the vocal is the main thing, then lean into that because the vocal arrangement is going to be super important. You know what I mean? All right, let's spin the wheel again. Who's it going to be? I'm having fun with the wheel right now. Dakira. Of course. That is what we're here for. I'm going to make merch that says that's what we're here for. I'm not going to make merch that says that. Dakira. Did not submit in here. Where did I get it from? There it is. There it is. Sin and Bot, are you Dakira? This is Hypnotico/Toxico. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're about 6 minutes away from bumping people up from the chat for free. I'll explain how that part goes very shortly. Oh, what up, Kwame? Just make sure you submit. We changed our submission process slightly. We moved to a different platform. So make sure you use that link in the chat to submit your music. Okay, so my Spanish is horrible, so lyrically I can't really comment. Production-wise, vocal-wise, this is a vibe. Vocal mix needs a little bit of work. Maybe a touch too much reverb. Maybe a little loud. Alright, Kwame, beautiful. It's got a nice bounce to it though. What's up? If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch right now. Come hang out. Songs have been longer tonight. We got a lot of longer songs tonight. Okay, outside of knowing whether or not the lyrics are written well, delivery feels pretty good. Melody choices are pretty good. I like the overall feeling. I do feel like the vocal mix could be a little bit stronger on this one. The balance on the instrumental feels nice though. Nikita Kira on Instagram, if you're rocking with us, make sure you can follow. And if you are Spanish and can comment on the lyrics, please let us know if it's well written or if work needs to be done on the writing. Guys, I'm so sore. I had like a 9:55 soccer game last night. Kicked my ass. Yusuf said vocals need to be bright, a cool vibe though. Yeah, I feel that. It's like a nice, he's got a nice vocal tone though. I think that's something I like about it. I'm not sure that the harmonies here mesh quite right. So that's maybe something I would think about a little bit more too, is just the harmony choices. Alright, we're gonna do one more random spinning bump from the submission form. Nikita Kira on Instagram, make sure you follow if you're rocking with that one. We're gonna do one more of these and then we'll get into sounds player side, a bit more dynamic development would be nice in my opinion. Energies and go. Yeah, I agree with that too, Cloud Jumper. Just a little bit more variation in delivery style, I think would definitely not hurt. Alright, let's do one more of these spinning wheel bumps. And then I'll explain how the rest of the stream is gonna go. We got like 30 minutes left. Honestly, like it doesn't seem like there's a ton of people here today, so it's gonna be pretty chill in this section. But we'll try and get through. We'll try and get through as many songs as possible, and then maybe I'll end stream a little bit early because I do have to leave for show tonight. K9 up next. Let's get that bumped up. So while we're listening to this song, basically what we do in stream here for the last 30 minutes of every stream is really just dedicated to celebrating the people who are in the chat, hanging out with us, and taking part in the stream. So if you are here and you've submitted music, just let me know what the artist name is in the chat. And for the rest of the stream, we'll be bumping people up from the submission form for free. Well, usually we do about 60 to 90 seconds of songs, but honestly, we'll probably just play the whole song if there's not that many people today. So let me know what your artist name is in the chat while we listen to this, and I'll put you in the queue. And that's that. Easy. Realignment. K9 up next, produced by the artist as well. Yeah, fuck it. We're here, right? Okay, so freestyle. And I'm listening. I'll let you know what I think, but I'm gonna put everybody in this thing right now.
Yeah. Let me give it some context. The kid's back still got the skill and ain't on yet. If you hit my line, you might find that you on red. Probably wasting time or showing signs you all fed. Walk alone, it's a long step. I can feel the burn in my throat, but it's not strep. This is the return of the ride of the God sent. Every single song got me picking up.
I don't see Wonder Gang in there, bro. You gotta submit in the fucking form, man.
Pushback crucial when them walls feeling closed in. So let me
I see Ilya. Elias, is that you?
Still getting with the program. They say I'm rapping like a old man, or I'm rapping like a nigga who know that he really chosen. Walk the beach for the cold sand.
All right, let us know what your artist name is in the chat, guys. I think I got everybody already. Miles Touch, what's up? If you want to submit, we're doing free bumps from the chat for the rest of the stream.
Vital, the blood, death, and gore in the form of a news cycle. I want to do my part, but I feel I've been too idle. It's me versus me every year.
If you are submitting, just make sure you submit in the Google, in Nero as well, because that's where I'm pulling all the songs from. So you need to submit in the thing.
Perseverance, they need to hear it. Keep your focus, keep ducking the interference.
Davy, Malia Dawn. Got you. I don't see Abigail Rose in there. Cloud Jump says, I like the delivery on this. Voice could be a bit more upfront maybe, but I love the old school feel of this. Yeah, we did listen to you, Dakira, a second ago, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. There was some feedback. If you scroll up in the chat, you should be able to see it. Angry Little Fish, can you make sure you submit in this form? We are doing free bumps from the chat, though, so if you guys want to submit again, you can. Kwame's in here, so I'm gonna bump that up.
Real facts, real proof. Niggas swearing that they hard, but they so
yeah, Digi, you can submit another one for sure.
But there's no use, no point. Old news. Once you take a step back, you get a whole view. That's when you really start.
So I think for me, all right, there's a couple of things about this one. I do think that the production is maybe a little flat. Like, I wish there was more happening in it, because it's really just like 4 or 5 sounds. Like, we've got the drums, we've got that pad sound, and that's kind of it. I think we need a little bit more like variation, a little bit more like dynamic aspects in the production. Otherwise, it gets a little repetitive, especially for a 3-minute and 26 long song. Similarly with the vocal, I wish there was just a little bit more dynamic range in like the energy of the vocal delivery as well, especially in the verses. Chorus is pretty solid. It seems like this artist is like a little bit earlier on, so that's fine too. Oh, okay, Deidre, got it. Thank you. Yeah, that's where it gets a little confusing when people are using different names, because I can only see the name that you put in there. But I will put that to the top. Oh, I see it now in the title as well. I'm stupid, sorry. If you're in the chat, feel free to submit music. Sorry, that's me. That's me. I'm dumb. Just ignore me. Yeah, all right. I like the idea on that one. Definitely things that I think in the production could improve. It's self-produced, though, so this artist is still pretty early on, and seems like maybe earlier on in the production journey as well. So just keep working on things. But adding more variation is never a bad thing in production. Black Socrates, 2 underscores on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you were rocking with that one. All right, so like I said, next section of the stream is just going to be free bumps from the chat, unless anybody wants to do a paid skip, and then it'll put you to the top, I believe. But we're going to try and get through as many songs as possible. Usually in this section, we do about 60 to 90 seconds of the song. We do have way more space today. Hold on, let me let everyone in the Discord know too. We're doing free bumps from the chat right now. So we'll just try and go through as many songs as possible. And I might start out with the full song, but maybe we'll go to shorter, just depending on how many we get through. I do have to leave right at 8, so just know that, you know, I'm going to try and get through as many as possible. Freestyle, perfect timing, up first. Let us know what you think of the chat. I like this production already. I'm good. I'm tired. One of those days today, guys.
When you see me with what I deserve, just know I had to wait my turn. Even if it don't apply, every day I learn. So
Digit, I see a second one now. If there was any other artists in the chat who are trying to get bumped up, make sure you put your artist name in the chat. If you've already done it, you don't need to do it again.
Took a while just to break my curse. Now I'm here and I'm finna get settled in. Don't save me no spot.
Freestyle, this is one of my favorite ones we've heard from you so far.
I'm a rookie but feel like a veteran. Just enrolled and they hand me a letterman. Yeah, you might not wanna let it in. Once my reign starts, it might never end. I'm spitting like it's an impediment. Murder on the beat, hella evidence. Who did the body? Hella elegant. That style, baby, and she heaven sent. You in my presence.
You actually bodied this. Great job. I like the delivery, like the tone of the delivery is like dead on. Elias, bro, I know Wonder Gang is in the queue. You do not need to keep telling me. I appreciate your enthusiasm. You are in the queue. I'm really asking for anybody who hasn't done it yet. If you've already done it. It's still there, bro. I don't know what else to say, guys. It's in the queue. If you haven't put your artist name in the chat, put it in there. If it's in there already, just wait. I actually think this is great. Vocal production could bring it further front, but the performance is nice. I would agree with that. That's, if anything in the mix's vocal could come up a little bit and be more in the forefront. But generally, having listened to the other Bree style songs that she sent in, this is probably the most polished one we've heard so far. Like, it feels further in the front than some of the other Bree style songs I've heard. Jay Henny, just make sure you use this link in the chat. And then let me know what your artist name is too, because we're doing free bumps in the chat, so I'll put you in the queue. I love the hook on this one though, and I think the conviction and the delivery is the thing that really stands out. So for me, like, tonally, you've hit the nail on the head. Energy-wise, you've done it. The layers and the ad-libs are really good. It's really just like cutting the vocal up in the mix just a touch more, and I think that would help, or at least bringing it maybe more into the forefront mix-wise. But I will say this is definitely my favorite song that we've heard from you, and it feels like maybe the most polished one that we've heard so far. Super nice delivery, great flow. I like the vocal more front too, but this is very nice, good development too. Sako, what's going on, man? Or Egyptian, what's going on? Make sure you've submitted it in the forum as well, and I'll go look for it in a second. But generally, energy was great on that one. Like, I gotta say, for the songs, and we've listened to a lot of Bree styles, for the songs we've heard, that probably is the most standout one. I put it in the playlist as well because I liked it the most. Yusef, present, up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. This is not out yet. Ooh. Immediately caught my attention, bro. This is not the first time Yusef's done this to me as well. Yusef_music on Instagram. Very cool already. Oh, a little jazzy piano lick in there. It's nice. I think I said this last time. Very theatrical production style. This is also music that would do really well in sync. I could definitely see this in, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I could see them dancing this in, like, Dancing with the Stars or something. It's a very cool contemporary take on, like, almost like swing, right? Very cool. I think you did an amazing job on this. The mix is perfect. Harmonies are great. Strings are amazing. Do you play all of this? This is super timeless music, man. I mean, like, you've done an amazing job on this. And these horns sound incredible. All contact libraries. Nice. That bass. Dude, you are sick. Honestly. Yusef_music. Like, this should be in the fucking theme, like, in the soundtrack for fucking Despicable Me 10 or whatever fucking movie they're on right now. I'll book this to sync. Very nice mix, great energy, emotionally engaging. I'm jealous. Can see it synced for sure. It's super cool. A very, very, like, one-of-a-kind type shit too, but weirdly timeless. That's like, that ending to it as well, like, immediately is like the end of, like, some sort of, like, we're in Despicable Me. Gru's doing a crime. That's the end of the crime. He's getting in the car. He's getting in the spaceship thing. He's closing the door. Boom. Next scene. Very, very good. I mean, honestly, incredible work. Dark Days Will Pass. Cloud Jumper up next. Though I guess it's just bumped Ilias to the top. So Elias is going to go in there too. Senorita 2025 is going to be crazy. I was told this was going to be the best song that I heard today. It's a big claim. So call me crazy, but that pic looks like Robert Pattinson. That's not that crazy. He's got a little Robert Pattinson in him. All right, this is Senorita, Wonder Gang, TK Savage, Keith Wonder. Let us know what you think in the chat. And we're still going through these free bumps, so if you're in the chat and you submitted, just let me know your artist name. We'll bump you up.
Writing letters of X and O's. Mamacita I met before. Popping tags on radio. Said she see me on Melrose. Took her back just to keep her close. Tell me, have you seen her? That's my little señorita.
Rachel Norman, have a good rest of your night. Enjoy yourself.
You and your amigas just follow me to the back road. I got a couple of rose gold. I'll give you some that you never sold. Just tell me what you trying to go get. I might go and find it cause I'm good as it gets.
Yeah, the vocal is panned to the right slightly. Maybe a touch too much, in all honesty. It does leave it a little empty on this side.
I might go and find it cause I'm good as it gets. Midnight up in Cabo.
It's like still in the left, but it's definitely panned more to the right than the left.
Pass me the keys on the shelf. Midnight, I met that bitch out in Mexico. She blow that gas like it's Texaco. Give her green like a vegetable.
Is there a reason for that? I will say, production-wise, I really like this a lot, right? It's a really, really solid contemporary, like, hip-hop production like sound and style. I'm not mad at the song. Though maybe lyrically at times, I don't know that I'm connecting to it all that much. That being said, it's maybe like right time, right place, listening to this like it goes off, you know what I mean? My biggest concern is really about the panned vocal more to the right than anything. Because it's just, it's definitely noticeable when I'm like flipping headphones. You know what flipping is? So I'm just wondering if there was a reason specifically for the panned vocal. And if there is, let us know. Because that's maybe the only thing that I hear is like the vocal should be maybe just a little bit more centered. But I'll save this. I'll come back to it. It's definitely in my taste realm. Like it's like in the space of music that I would be listening to just in my own time. But I think the most noticeable thing there is probably just that weird panning slightly to the right. Feels a bit lopsided on headphones, might be nicer on speakers. The white instrumental was centered up front vocal would feel better to me, says Cloud Jumper. What am I doing skips based off of? We're doing free skips from the chat. So if you're here and you've submitted, you get them bumped into the queue. That's how we're doing it right now. And I saw you were here already, so I put you in. So I knew you didn't say anything. But every now and then it's like I know someone's in the chat and I know they're submitted. And I'll just do it for them because I know you're in here, maybe not paying attention. Cloud Jumper up next. A long time ago single, just reviewing it to decide the direction of my next releases. Just curious on your thoughts. Dark Days will pass. Let us know what you think in the chat. Yeah, I got you. No worries. Elias, bro, let me know what's the reason for the panned vocal. We need to know. Treezon, are you in here? Did I put you in the queue, man? I am watching. I know everything. I'm not gonna say I know everything, but I'm pretty vigilant, guys. Nah, I put you in there, don't worry. You hadn't said anything, but I put you in the queue. Alright, this is Cloud Jumper. Let us know what you think in the chat.
My heart is heavy and my mind is full of clouds.
Ooh.
Seem to have lost all
Jay Henny, I did, yes.
And tell which way is in, which out. There's 100,000 questions, fighting for just one ray of light. Can't remember who I am. What is this darkness in my mind? There's no words that do it justice.
Bro, there's definitely an audience for this. I mean, especially when I think back to like the early indie kind of days of like the internet blogger stuff. Like this reminds me of a lot of that kind of stuff. Moments of it feeling almost like Beck, especially like in his later years.
This profound but simple question that guides me back to resolution.
Literally, Digi just said reminds me of Beck. I'm dead, bro. That's hilarious that we both had the same thought at the same time. It's pretty cool though. I mean, there's not really many artists that I could point to and be like, oh, this sounds like Beck. And I'm maybe not the biggest Beck fan, if I'm being honest, but there's definitely an audience for this style of music, and it's pretty good. Like mix-wise, it's cool. Production-wise, it's cool. And I actually really love your vocal delivery, like style. It fits with the production really well. Treezon says sync. Yeah, I can see this syncing. Yeah, I mean, no, I like this. Are you trying to decide whether you should do more of this direction?
My life, days that suck and seem cursed because nothing goes right, and you just hold on tight.
It's cool because it's not really like rap music, right? Like the vocal is maybe a little bit more like spoken word feeling.
Trapped in my mind, and all I can think of is escape to leave the shadows behind.
But it's pretty cool. I would like to hear more in this direction.
So the only thing that is left to me is open my eyes and start to breathe. Can you feel?
Maybe more. So I would maybe less of the spoken wordy part, but the melodic version of it that you do for the rest of the song really stands out. So I'd maybe lean into that kind of sound a bit more. But I mean, this is pretty cool. Angry Little Fishes, yeah, Beck, and I don't know why I thought about Aqualung in the beginning. I've never listened to Aqualung, so I can't speak on that as much, but this has got a cool feeling to it. I'm going to cut it there so we can get through more songs. But Cloud Jumper on Instagram, Cloud JUMP3 or yeah, I'm going to get in there, man. We're going to follow you from the Kayvan's house page. I want to keep up. Davy MH, sorry. One Thing demo, love this artist. I'm not going to say anything else. Not going to say anything else, but I've playlisted maybe every single song they've ever released. Which I haven't done for a lot of people. So just know that I'm a really big fan of this artist overall. Just a demo, but I stepped out of my comfort zone for this one. I'm excited to hear how you've done that, quite honestly. So fire, bro. Gotta get him on Genius. Get who on Genius? Davey? Every playlist is crazy. I honestly really like his music a lot. I just think he's got such a beautiful vocal tone, and he's a really talented artist, man. Like, this is hard too. I love this. I don't know why it doesn't show that I have like every song saved, but yeah, I've definitely playlisted a lot of songs. And a lot of stuff that we've listened to on stream here too. Dime Girl's fire. Shout out to So Lukewarm, who we did that one with. We love So Lukewarm in here. Amazing producer out of LA. Luck with Love is another one of my favorites from Davey. And Boys Don't Cry too. I just love his vocal tone. I like his approach. DXVI_MH on Instagram. If you go look through our songs we found or New Music Who This playlist, it's like every time he drops a new song, I always catch it and put it in. Drizon says this is good. Hook is real solid. It still needs work on the mix, but I love the approach. And his writing is great. Shout out to Gio, who he just helped write a song for. But yeah, he's sick, bro. I'm a big Davey fan. Just real consistent too. Like, it's real consistent, like high quality music. I love this. I love the concept of the song. I love the chorus. Mix still needs a little bit of work, just leveling wise, so that everything fits in the right place. But overall, really strong. Strong song. Move On, Dawn up next. Vocal still seems, yeah, it's just a demo, so I'm not gonna judge the mix too heavily, but it definitely was sitting in the back a little bit more. All right, we're gonna go into 60 seconds to 90 seconds now, because we got quite a few left. I want to try and get through as many as possible before I gotta leave, and I gotta get out of here in 12 minutes. So, ooh, Malia of the Dawn on Instagram. Demo will be on my upcoming EP. Sometimes you have to know when to let go. Love that. Malia of the Dawn on Instagram. Super smooth. Reminds me of like a lot of like 90s, early 90s, late 80s R&B that I love. It's giving a little Anita Baker. Yeah, giving a little SWV. What is a convolva? okay, this one's a vibe, and I like it a lot. Let me know when it drops. I will support that one and put it in the playlist. If anything, mix could still use a little bit of work, but it is a demo, so I'm not going to judge it too heavily. Malia of the Dawn on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. Like a convolution reverb to simulate a space. Never heard of that before. Kwame Adu up next. W5. Historically a big fan of this artist. Another artist I've playlisted a lot of music from. Not like Weebay. Master on this one feels a little quiet in the beginning. Saving it.
I told my brothers I love them and bounced. Came back a year and it felt like a weekend. I seen Amani and she's from Chicago. I don't think she like when I say I'm tweaking. Wearing all black when
oh, this is self-produced. Nice. All right, let me go ahead and put that in the new music of this playlist as well if it just dropped. Okay, this is your first self-produced. There's a couple notes I have. Balance between the sub and the kick. Work on that a little bit more. It's the hardest thing. Overall master is a touch quiet, but I do think that's probably because of the way that the sub is mixed. Because when you put it on Spotify, the compression algorithm is going to fuck it up if the bass is a little too heavy. Jay Henny, don't be nervous. We listen to everything here. Solid chorus idea right there. Fair.
Say it with me. Who is the what is the when is the where is the why?
Solid hook idea. I like what you did here on the chorus. That's smart writing.
Who brought it on? Who can I call the culprit? I mean, who wanted it all?
Super like experimental production style though. All right, full Abigail Rose up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. We are kind of in our 60-second bag right now, so we're gonna try and move through songs quickly and get to as many as possible. But I've been low-key producing. I produced a few albums already. Oh fuck yeah, bro! Why did it say that was your first? Did you say that was my first? I thought I read that then, so maybe not. My bad. I sent some unreleased stuff up for next project. Don't DM me a link on Instagram because honestly, I'm just kind of busy and I never have time to like actually check those. That's why I do this. I would just send me unreleased on stream next time. Yeah, I fuck with Abigail Rose, man. I've already listened to some Abigail Rose music and it's really solid. I think one of my friends mixed this, actually. I'm like 95% sure that the guy who mixed this is somebody I'm friends with. It's a really amazing mix. So if it is him, shout out to Bobby Neppen. It's a solid song. It's a solid song. I really can't fault it. We're gonna move on though, because they're a little bit more established. Greedy, Digit up next. Not as good as the other mix-wise, but it's in the same vein. That's all right. Great fill in the song. Yeah, it's a solid one. It's a solid one. I don't know if I pulled up the socials, but here.
Break my heart in this little desert.
Just for everybody. The Abigail Rose on Instagram. Make sure you follow if you're rocking with that one. Nashville based, I believe. If you want to go watch.
It's a good day for a driver.
This one's solid too, though. Digit_HXI on Instagram. It's cool. I like this sound for you, bro. Do more of this. Do more of the music in this space. I'm gonna wait for this chorus to drop, and then we're gonna move to the next one. Oh shit! I didn't realize I was gonna do that. Sorry. That was my fault. One thing I would think about in this one, bro, instead of dragging out the words to make them like feel longer, try and hit them more like staccato. I think it'll feel better on that chorus section if you do them more like punchy. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe the only thing I hear that I think I low-key feel like it would just make it move a little bit better, personally. Sacco, Egyptian. It's Liverpool. It's Liverpool nonsense. Get out of here. That's it. That's the only thing I heard that I would maybe say. Alright, we got some dark trap by Egyptian.
Get back, like Mama do circle out in Anfield, doing up shows, take a back. Just like I'm Carlito, I perform ringing, so you know I need some more.
Okay, it's kind of tough, bro. I can't lie. I love UK hip hop. This is low-key kind of tough. GYPTXVN on Instagram. This gives Skepta a little bit in the production as well. I like this. Reminiscent of like some artists I've really loved from the UK in the past. Vocal mix could be a little bit stronger, I think. That bass line, that sub line is a little heavy. Definitely reminds me of like some Skepta JME shit from like the early grime years though, and I like that. Where That Forsaken Lie, Jay Henny. I write and play trumpet. I also make the background beat. All right. Let's see what's up with this one, Jay Henny. You play trumpet, I play violin. Let's go. Let's go, bro. I want to hear more from you. I want to hear more from Egyptian this year for sure. Definitely reminds me of like some early Skepta shit, which is nice. I mean, lean into the grime even more. Why not? Bro, the artwork for this is immediately putting me in the Middle Ages. Bring that trumpet up in the mix, bro. If that's your lead instrument and that's like the lead melodic piece, bring that up in the mix. It's maybe tucked a little too far in the back right now. It's like, it's so muted, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know if you played it muted or not, but in the mix, it's super muted. So even if you were playing it with a mute already, it maybe feels just a little bit too muted in the final mix. I want to hear the trumpet too. Bring the trumpet up in the mix, man. That background with the strings and the background with the strings and the keyboard is there, or the piano is there. But if you're a trumpet player, bring that trumpet up. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's one of the things I love about like jazz trumpet players is like the trumpet is kind of the lead instrument. So if that is going to be the instrument that you kind of lean on from production and like instrumental standpoint, bring that up in the mix and let us hear it. You know what I mean? I think it was a bit too tucked in the back. All right, this is Brianna Knight, Everything or Nothing. Love this artist. Just historically have been a big fan of basically everything I've heard as well. But if you like neo soul, if you like soul music, then you are going to enjoy this 100%. I already know it.
I'm driving my way to you. It's me or her, you gotta choose.
Oh yeah.
Am I a backup plan when she don't meet your demands? I didn't know.
Note said, I want to see what could be better on this song. It isn't mixed yet. The mix is the only thing that I hear immediately. Is just kind of like the overall master could be a little bit louder. Vocals sound amazing though, just like the actual control and melody, like melodic choices. Nice runs. Perfect choices. Digis says the vocals are so pretty. They're actually incredible. Great, amazing job. Oh, I mean, that's like a what? Like a 5-6 part harmony, and it sounds so good. What a voice. Nice harmonies. Goosebumps, says Cloud Jumper. Just a little bit more body, I think, in the lead vocal so that it doesn't get buried under some of the harmonies in these back and forth moments. But that's all mixed stuff. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, the vocal arrangement is actually perfect. I actually only have 1 minute left, and I need to leave at 8, so I can't today. But if you are in the chat, make sure you join the Discord. Our community playlist is open. You can submit for that. Make sure you go follow me on Kayvan's House, and also put your music in the release calendar of your stuff that's coming out, because I will be listening to new music tomorrow that you guys have dropped this week. So make sure you tap in. And then we're back on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you tap back in on Monday if you want to submit too. It's just the mix, yeah, but it's not mixed yet, so I can't judge it too heavily off of that. Look, if we didn't get to you tonight, I'm sorry. I know for some of you, you were very close, but I literally have to leave because I have to go to something. So, like I said, back on Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you resubmit next week if you did not get played today. Usually I would take you guys on a raid to another place, but I need to leave, so I'm not going to do that tonight. So I'm out. We're going to let this one play out. And that's it. Peace. Have a good weekend. I know, look, I told everybody in the beginning, I got to leave right at 8 today because I have to go to something. So it's just, as my work shit, I can't not go. I've probably said it like 15 times throughout the stream. And I'm sorry, but I have to. Usually I would go over. I can't tonight. So come back on Monday. I'll see you soon. Have a good weekend. Peace. Yeah, I'm already kind of late. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, guys. Peace. This one was amazing. Brianna Knight Music on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. It's an easy follow. Bye.